Hello, welcome to My Life on Paper. I am Brianna, and it makes my heart happy that you are here. Welcome to Series 19 of Christy's Beautiful Life and our 30 Days of Sketches. I am also playing along with Sketch Sunday. We're using the same sketch, and here is the sketch by Pam Cook. I love this. It's nice and straightforward, and I just love it. So I have some photo play papers here. I have photos of last September of 24 when my husband and I got to meet Soul Asylum. It was a meet and greet, and it was for his birthday, my husband's birthday. So that was quite fun. So I couldn't get my Cricut to work, so I went into my punches, and lo and behold, I have this punch that is basically what I wanted to use from the Cricut anyway. And so it's the musical staff there. Now, I want to warn you ahead of time that I am going to glue that down backwards, and I'm going to leave it that way because it was glued down. Um, and if you didn't notice it otherwise, I'm so sorry, but I've just called your attention to it. But for right now, it stays the right side up. The other thing I wanted to mention is when I was first painting out the papers, I wasn't sure if I was going to use a white background or a black background. And then I pulled out those musical notes on the bottom with the black paper. I decided I want a white background, but I had a hard time either using that white on top. It was kind of like a background with white pattern on it. And so I went into my stash and I got some yellow paper to match, and that can make your pattern paper stretch farther, honestly. Um, I'll have more music paper to use on other layouts. Not that I need to hoard my paper, but it does make it go further. I did back that musical staff punch up there on the green paper because otherwise it was going to get lost and it was kind of overlapping both of those papers. And then I remember that recently I did a layout. It was at the beginning of the month where I used some watercolor to do like a circly. It's a packaging technique, but I kind of did a circle with it. It was really cool. Now I can't redo that exactly. I can't reenact that exactly, but I do like it's still the packaging technique, so I like the way it turns out. I'm going to use this blackish color as well as this greenish tealish color, and I don't want to mix them because it's going to be just mud, so I kind of leave them, and then I will do a little circly there. And you can tell on this one I had a lot more gray than the green, and so then I'm just going to try doing more green actually. I don't even put any gray on the next one, and I'm still not getting that circly that I want, but like I said, it is the packaging technique. Most of this is covered up anyway, so but I do like to play around with it. These watercolors, I believe I got at Home Goods. They were very inexpensive, and they're kind of iridescent, so that's fun about them as well. I haven't used, I have recently gotten them, so I haven't used them a lot, but um, I do enjoy the using them. They work well. We just put a lot of water with them, and they've got that sparkliness to them. So I will keep adding a whole bunch more green. Now the gold paper I've on top, I don't know if you can tell, I end up getting a little paint on it, and I thought about using the opposite side, and the side that's up right now is textured. So I did want to use that, and then I'm going to place it down. I'm going to glue it down in a moment, and I glued it. I'm thinking that I could glue it with the part that I got the little bit of paint on to the bottom because the border is going to overlap. But at first, oh, I know what happened. I kind of forgot about it. And then one side of the paper is kind of, I don't want to say uneven, but it's a little bit, well, there's almost like a notch taken out of it or something. So then that's what I'm doing right now is putting the notch side to the bottom. And then I was like, oh yeah, trying to cover up that paint on top. So it gets switched around, and I don't think you can really tell the anything's going on the top, so that's all good. I will take that border that I made then, which I should use more often, my punches, and those, it's a creative memory punch, and I know I say this every time I use one, but they just punch the nicest. They never get stuck. They're easy to punch. It's not hard to use with your hands. I love them. All right, I get that down. Now I'm going to bring in this washi tape. I've used this some before, but it's similar color to the colors that are in the musical notes on the bottom. So I cover up my seam with that, and then I'll bring my photos in. And in this sketch, the photos are backed. So I do want to back those photos on black. I cut out this piece from the photo play paper. It says, "It's a great day to make music. I don't end up using it, but I thought about it. So I will take my adhesive and glue those photos to the back, to the black paper. Those black paper was not, I did not get it from a full paper. I have a box of just black scraps, and I was able to get out a sheet big enough to cover both of those photos with a mat. I will glue those down, and I kind of glued them down to where the sketch shows. And it is pretty soon here that I will come back live because my phone did turn off the recording. Okay, I don't usually do this, but I'm coming back live because you missed out on some of the, my phone storage was full and it turned off. So I felt like those were kind of the important decisions that I made while it wasn't recording. I think you saw me put the washi tape down there. And then I was having issues. This is just a cut apart card that I have. Actually, yeah. Well, you know what I think this is one of those Becky Higgins from Project Life that you can print off. So I probably had a 4x6 photo paper. I had some matte paper, which is really easy to write on. And then I did a 3x4 picture. And on the other side would be this journaling bit. I went into my stash and found this, and this is perfect because this was Daryl's birthday. So it says party like a rock star, friends, music, memories. We were meeting, and I probably told you this already, but we were meeting with Soul Asylum. It was a meet and greet, and it was his birthday. So they did sing happy birthday, or maybe they didn't sing happy birthday. I think they sang happy birthday. Isn't that terrible? It was only a year ago. So I ended up moving these photos down. I know I covered up a lot of the mixed media. I was not surprised about that because I knew where the photos were going. I was thinking hard about putting a title over here, but that would have covered off all the mixed media, and I didn't care for that, and I didn't care for the way it looked. So I found this in my stash. This is probably a Jolie sticker, but super old. And then this also I found in my stash. And then I think what I'm going to do is just add some, and these are also something from my stash, but add a couple of these on here. And I don't know if I'll do splatters. I don't know if I need to do splatters. Put one there. But yeah, you'll have to tell me, like, if you like the live, doing it, you know, me making this live better, or, you know, I don't know that I'd ever not do a voiceover, but I certainly could come back live, or even start live in the beginning. I don't know. Tell me your thoughts. Do I need to do, let's see, 1, 2. I feel like something should go down here. I've got 2 notes in each of those other spots, so I'll do 2 there. And then, do I have any splatters? I have black here. And then to my right here, I have some papers to cover up. And if I get out my black and just give it a couple, oh, and there goes all over my glass mat, but it's okay if it goes on the glass mat because it wipes up like a dream. It's not going to help if I go down onto the black pattern paper at all. And this I'm going to make sure I need to let dry because I have smeared this recently. And that is going to complete the layout for me. So crafting makes my heart happy, and I hope you find something to make your heart happy too.